1. It's just the default, okay? Just the setting we put in to show you what it looks like. See here we have 45 tick profit taking order, 25 tick stop loss, and we can see the values should those trigger right on the screen, all sent all at once. Not bad. Exit chart, remove that. QOCO 2 is the exact same thing, just going short instead of long. Select QOCO 2, and it's actually going to go ahead and place in a short order. Still using quantity 1 because that's the order quantity I set. It's going to put the stop loss, profit taking order, all in one click. It's just done. Another option, QOCO 3 and 4 down here. OCOs do not have to be attached to a filled order. Okay, you can attach OCOs to an entry order as well. Right here we have QOCO 3, which is a stop entry order. Okay, so the order that we're going to try and fill to get into the market, it's not going in at the market. Okay, it's going to be a stop, and we're going to tell it the exact price that we want to try and fill at. And it's also going to have a stop loss and a profit taking order as well. To use this, go ahead and click on QOCO 3, move your cursor into the chart window, and click where you want to enter. If you're below the market, you're going to go short. Above the market, you're going to go long. Let's say that I want to enter into the market short if it drops down right here. Click into the window, and it's done. Here I have a sell one stop, a buy one stop loss, and a buy one limit profit taking order all inside the chart. Now these are all working orders, okay, but only one can be filled. This sell one stop right here is going to be listed in the working orders. Okay, we have a sell order, we have a stop entry order, and it's set at 1287.75. Notice the order triangle is hollow. Okay, it's not filled in. This is not yet triggered. Now, interesting things about this option is this buy one stop right here cannot be activated. This buy one limit also cannot be activated, although it would have to go through our entry order to get there. The buy one stop, buy one limit, our OCOs, are specifically tied to the sell one stop, which means that they cannot be triggered unless the entry order has been filled. Okay, this is particularly useful in this situation because what if the market were to continue up and hit my buy one stop? Okay, nothing would happen. And that is because this will only activate, it will only be able to be filled after your sell one stop has been filled first. Alright, so it is a stop loss only. It can't enter into the market. That's great because it's not an entry order. It's our stop loss for a sell one stop we're putting right down here. Alright, so right now the clearinghouse has the stop order to sell at this price, and if it triggers, if the market drops down, hits it, then my stop loss and profit taking order will trigger at that point. Okay, so this QOCO 3, which is the sell stop, it is a stop. It's going to sell if you're below the market. If you do the exact same thing but place it above the market, it's going to be a buy. Okay, and I turned off the order confirmation windows. As soon as I click it, it sends it over to the clearinghouse. If the market reaches 1291.25, we enter into the market long, and then we have a profit taking order and a stop loss already in place as well. Now, only difference between QOCO 3 and QOCO 4 is whether it's a stop or a limit for the entry order. Okay, you'll remember that this QOCO 3, if placed below the market, is a sell. If placed above the market, is a buy. The QOCO 4 is going to be the exact opposite. Okay, if I select QOCO 4 and click below the market, it is a buy order. Okay, this limit in the middle is our entry order. Okay, if the market drops down and hits 1285.25, we'll actually be in the market then to go long. If we place the same QOCO 4 above the market, obviously it's going to be a sell. Now this is interesting in that you're actually waiting for the market to move against you before you go into direction. You have a directional bias, but you believe the market's still going to head the opposite direction for a while. Basically, you're trying to get yourself a better fill price. It can be a little bit more risky of a style because really it's almost like catching a knife edge. You expect the market to go up, and then you're going to enter into the market to go short, right? Or you expect the market to go up, but then you place in an order to buy down below the market. So it's an interesting style. You can actually completely miss moves this way. You know, this right here is a sell one limit. If the market reaches this price, then I'm going to enter into the market to go short. But what if the market just drops right now? Then this whole trade will just never happen, okay? Because it is completely dependent on this sell one limit being triggered first. Okay, so something to keep in mind there. All right, now the custom part of these QOCOs. These are custom OCOs because you can customize and really fine-tune it and make them your own. All right, and I actually do. personally. I don't use the 25 stop, 45 limit default. I have my own preferences, just like every trader. And depending on your time frame, these can be either way too small or way too big. On a 1 minute time frame, a 25 tick stop and a 45 tick limit, normally it's just too big. Okay, if you place one of these in on a 1 minute chart, you'll have a hard time even seeing those. All right, not to mention actually doing the analysis, right? You'd have to completely collapse down the chart. Yeah, here's my long, here's my stop, my limit, but for a 1 minute chart, that's bigger than the waves you're going to see for the whole day. So this doesn't really work for a 1 minute time frame. How about we make a custom OCO that actually would function, would be usable for a 1 minute chart? Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to go ahead and right click on QCO1. Now I could go through and edit the default, which is that buy market 25-45, but I still like the 25-45 for my 15-minute chart. It works for that. It's about the right price. So instead, I'm going to add OCO settings. I'm basically going to create a new 1 minute custom OCO1. I'm going to left click, and this window is going to come up, and it's going to say nothing. All right, this is where you go through and tell it what to do. This is going to be my 1 min, and it's going to be my buy market, and we're going to make a more realistic price. So I'm thinking how about 5 stop and 10 or 15, let's say 10 limit. Alright, so I gave it a name that I will remember and that will specifically tell me exactly what this is going to be. This is still going to be a buy market order, but my stop loss I'm only going to set to 5 ticks. My profit taking order I'm going to set to 10. Alright, so I'm going to have a 2-to-1 risk ratio. My order type is still a buy market. Okay, that is my entry order. I'm buying at the market, and then these are my stop loss and profit taking orders. I'm going to go ahead and select OK, and I've just made a new custom OCO. I didn't make it the default though. I'm still leaving this as my default, but I do have a new QCO1 listed right here, my 1 minute time frames buy market. I'm going to left click on that, and once it's listed, I can now use that to place in trades. Left click on QCO1, and now I have settings that more match the time frame I'm actually trading. You can actually see your stop and limit on the time that you're viewing, and of course then from there you can go through and chart, analyze, do your analysis from there. You basically do the exact same thing for larger time frames, just in reverse. Let's say that I'm going to go ahead and exit chart here, and we'll switch up to a daily time frame. And for a daily time frame, if you used a 5 stop and 10 limit on this time frame, I could even show you right now. Click on QCO1. That's a little bit hard to work with on the daily chart. Okay, you can barely see them because they're almost practically on top of each other. And on the daily chart, 5 ticks, 10 ticks is nothing. Okay, a single price bar is going to have. I'll get a check. What's about the average height of a price bar on this market right now? We could grab out with a dollar calculator and see it's about $1,187, which in ticks would be. Now, I'm just grabbing a specific price bar here to guess, but it looks like about the average price bar height is around 95. Okay, so let's work with that then. I'm going to go over to my quick trade tab again, and I'm going to make myself a daily one. And I'll just do this really quickly. I'm going to right click, add OCO settings, and this is going to be my day buy market. And I'm going to be looking at something much more realistic. So let's say 100. Actually, that looks good to me. 110 stop, and we're going to be looking at 220 limit. Then I'm going to come down here and tell it that. Select OK. And say we're in here and we wanted to place in a buy market order, but we want to have stops and limits that match the time frame I'm on. My day buy market, QCO1, click, place into here, and that's more like what you'd actually see on the daily chart. All right, we've got in our order to go long, we've got the stop loss, it's just below the resistance, which is kind of what I was expecting for this, and then of course we've got the sell one, excuse me, that would be support, not resistance, and then we've got the sell one limit up here as well. Okay, so you can go through and make a bunch of these. These are just for the buy market. Do the same thing for sells. You can go through and make different custom OCOs. And also, we have some pretty fantastic options for going through and adding in jump stops as well. Jump stops and trailing stops. This is new. you can actually go through and